What is up, everyone? Welcome to the video. Today we're doing another tier list, but this is for every hero's ultimate in Marvel Rivals. Now, this is not going to match or sort of marry exactly what we did in the hero tier list. No, because there actually are some heroes that are quite average that have really good ultimates and vice versa. So get strapped in, like, subscribe, and comment for the algorithm. As always, thank you so much for the support. It means the world to me. And let's get straight into it. We're going to be starting off in the C tier, and I think there will be some obvious picks, and let's get straight into it. That would be Black Widow. For me, Black Widow is one of the most underpowered characters at the moment in Marvel Rivals. Really, the ultimate though is, first off, it doesn't feel like a Black Widow ultimate, if that makes sense. It's just like another gun that slows and that's it. I think they should rework it. It shouldn't be that. Just do something else that's cooler. Felt like not a lot of thought went into that one. And yeah, Black Widow in the C tier. Next we have Hulk. Hulk at the moment is in a really average and bad spot. I don't think he is at all in the top tier of the Vanguards, and I think he needs a bit of work and love given to him because he is a lot of people's favorite character in the movies, etc. So even in the comics. So yeah, I think Hulk's ultimate, we decided to put that in the C tier. Next, I had to marry these two together, Namor and Moon Knight. Very similar ultimates. I think Moon Knight's ultimate is a bit better than Namor's, but it is so hard to make them work. You usually use it for like an area of denial, but really I haven't seen anything in a lot of games where the Moon Knight ultimate just wins us the game or does something vastly good, and same as Namor. I think you can't really have Moon Knight's ultimate be something absolutely busted because his kit without the ultimate is really good. He inflicts a lot of damage with his left click, his E, and his right click all in combination. He's very scary to go up against if you do leave him untouched. So yeah, Moon Knight for me will be in the C tier with Namor. Last but not least in our C tier, someone who is actually quite a fun character to play, Cloak and Dagger, but unfortunately Cloak and Dagger for me, the ultimate is just really boring. It doesn't do anything. You turn into like a symbiote, I think, or something like that, and you dash 3 times. The only good thing about it is it negates you from damage. I think you become invulnerable, so if like a Wanda was ulting, you could use it, but you already have your Dark Form right click to like negate that for the team as well and yourself. So Cloak and Dagger, the ultimate for me, just doesn't hold up and it belongs in the C tier. Moving to the B tier, these are characters that I just think some of them are struggling, some of them are not. I'm gonna start with someone who's actually not a bad tank, Magneto. Quite fun to play. It's the Sigma of Marvel Rivals, and essentially he just goes really high in the air and throws like an Acratian rock, an asteroid, a meteor at you. A lot of the times you won't see this get an actual kill. The thing about it is I don't really know when you want to use it. I think you're trying to use it as a kill piece when you get someone a half health. Maybe you can do it then. Next is Thor. Very hard, basically impossible to maintain it as only Thor. As an off tank, he's okay, but really the ultimate just doesn't inflict the godly lightning damage I think we all want. A lot of the time it's very telegraphed, so you can see it happening. The AoE isn't huge in my opinion, and I don't see it actually do much in terms of making a game difference. So for me, Thor, we've got Thor's ultimate in the B tier. Next is someone who I feel like is one of the weakest healers, and that is Rocket Raccoon. He feels a bit clunky, to be honest with you. I've played a couple games and it wasn't that fun. The heal feels really weird, the way you heal people compared to others. It just doesn't feel as fluent. But we are talking about ultimates, and the ultimate for me is okay. It's just a DPS boost, but really, wouldn't you just rather a Luna who has the ability to heal and do a DPS boost in an AoE and it not be targeted, and she's just a better pick? I mean, I think they need to show a bit more love to Rocket Raccoon, maybe change something about the ultimate. So for Rocket Raccoon, we've got him in the B tier. The next might be a bit of a contentious one, but I think Squirrel Girl. I think the ultimate can be a big whiff sometimes. Sometimes you just throw it and it does something. The other times it's just going around doing its own thing and it feels really weak and off. I think she has her situational moments where when it's a really tight and last choke. So I had to put her ultimate in the B tier. Next, again, maybe a possible contentious one, Black Panther. I think Black Panther is one of the hardest, if not the hardest character in the game to get the resets, etc. etc. The one thing about Black Panther is the ultimate is contentious of you getting them to like half health or below just for it to work. I think where he excels is in the other part of his kit, you know, the spear, the reset, the dash through, the high mobility, and he has a huge skill ceiling. Just at the moment, doesn't feel like it will change the outcome of the game. I think when you're in a 1v2 scenario, you could dominate then and use it to its full strength, but for now, Black Panther's ultimate sits in the B tier. Next one is someone that I think needs just to get some love is Star-Lord. Star-Lord to me really needs a bit more work. It's a very weird ultimate. The auto aim feels nice, that's great, but at the end of the day, you can out heal it a lot of the times. Luna just absolutely carves him up. If you have good healers and they're not being aimed or they've got an ultimate, it becomes useless. I don't think Star-Lord's ultimate is near as good as so many of the other duelists. So for now, we're going to have a Star-Lord in the B tier. All right, let's move to the A tier. The A tier is what I'd like to classify as ultimates that are just good, and they're just all round good. Nothing bad about them, but there's nothing really overpowered about them. And that would be Venom. Venom is one of the, if not the best tank at the moment, Vanguard, and essentially his ultimate just gives him supreme durability to hold down whatever POI he wants. It's just a great way for him to survive even longer. It's not game changing, but it's just a really good ultimate. All right, let's speak about Wanda. Now, Wanda, I have to have Scarlet Witch's ultimate in the A tier. Now, some of you might be like, what are you talking about? It's broken, but just wait a second. Now, with the ultimate, it is mostly one of the longest ultimates in the game to actually activate. So she activates her ultimate, she screams as loud as possible, you get a sound indicator that it's happening, and you can either shoot her as a team and kill her if she just does basically shoots herself into the air right in front of you, or you can give yourself time to hide, find position, and basically wait for it to happen and nobody dies. Now, I know in the first few days she has been very strong, but as each day continues, I think people are getting used to how she works and she becomes less powerful. So for me, I'm going to have Wanda's ultimate in the A tier. Next, I've got Captain America, kind of like Venom, but I think Captain America just gives you and the team the ability to initiate a lot and even hold down a push a lot. It's really durable. It's really good. I don't think it's overpowered at all. I think Captain America has one of the best all-round kits in the game, and he just feels like he's in a really good spot at the moment. So Captain America, he sits in the A tier for his ultimate. Next is Hela. Now, Hela, a very powerful, interesting duelist, but I think the ultimate is in a good spot. It can do so much work at the right time, but it can also do nothing. It can hold off people. It is very good in the right situation, but it also requires a bit of aim. And a lot of times you can either burst down or just hide somewhere and then let it sort of resolve, and that's it. And Hela is done. So we're going to have Hela in the A tier. Next is Adam Warlock. Now, everyone loves a good resurrection, dying, coming back instantly, and that's what Adam Warlock provides. The only issue with Adam Warlock is if you're in a very tight sort of fight, you've used both your heals and your soul bond, and you've got no other heals left in your ultimate, it is virtually pointless because you're not going to be able to heal your team when they come back with like 10% health and just a minor invulnerability time. It's very difficult. Although in some scenarios it can be literally game changing and game winning, it's not as strong as a Jeff ultimate, which we will get into later. So for me, Adam Warlock's ultimate sits in the A tier, but I feel like if you're a really good Adam Warlock player, you can actually use this to your advantage, and it can do a lot in fights and throughout matches. Next in the A tier, we're going to go to Groot. Groot has just a very durable Vanguard. I think a lot better than someone like Hulk. He can set up walls, he can trap people in, and the ultimate simply just roots them together. Now, this ultimate coordinated with another duelist ultimate, something with damage, is really good. I really love it when I say to a Wanda, hey, I'm going to Groot ultimate, proc your Wanda ultimate, and then I'll do that. So the Wanda ultimate, I immediately Groot ultimate after. They're all trapped, they're all stuck there, and boom, they are all dead. So I feel like Groot's ultimate is good. It's well balanced, it's well placed, but it just needs something off it for it to really work. So Groot's ultimate sits in the A tier. Next is Iron Man. Now, this is a contentious one. The only problem with Iron Man is at the moment, I am finding that he is very easily killed. It's very hard for him to get in the right position, and the further you are with this ultimate, the easier it is to dodge and actually not die to it. He really needs to do a supreme flank with it. I think you'll dominate in quick play with Iron Man, but when it comes to a bit of competitive, a bit of ranked, it's not as prominent as what I've seen in quick play. Although the ultimate is great, it's a one shot. If you do it right, it can literally tear up a whole team. Even this ultimate with a Groot ultimate is absolutely insane. I just feel like because Iron Man is situated in the sky, it makes it a lot harder, but I'm very happy to have Iron Man's ultimate in the A tier. Next, I've got Magik. Magik is one of the best duelists in my opinion. She's very, very strong, in and out, invulnerable, does a lot of work. And the ultimate, although it enhances her, I can't really give it anything more than the A tier because that's all it does. It enhances her abilities. So I tried to just go a bit under of what I think she is as a character. So we've got Magik in the A tier for her ultimate. Next is Wolverine. To be honest with you, I haven't had a ton of play with Wolverine and I haven't versed a ton of Wolverine. He just seems like he's a better version of the Hulk. He's like a meat rock and he's just slashing and gashing. I'm gonna leave Wolverine in the A tier. Let me know what you think in the comments below because I don't want to over talk or under talk Wolverine, but yeah, I think Wolverine is in the A tier. Next might be a contentious one. A lot of people speak about this gentleman Hawkeye. I think the ultimate is very, very cool in the right scenario, very, very powerful in the right scenario, but a lot of times it can be quite useless if your team is getting absolutely ripped in and pushed against. It has no value. It doesn't hold the payload. It doesn't hold a point. It's literally damage and that's it. And that's where I get a bit worried about it. If you are rolling and you're pushing into the enemy team and you can see all these purple illusion pictures or characters and you're shooting at them, it is very, very fun. But for me, I think the safe spot was to put Hawkeye's ultimate in the A tier. Last character for the A tier, and that's Penny Parker. Penny Parker to me is a very, very interesting Vanguard. Someone who I thought was really, really bad at the start, but super, if not one of the most annoying heroes at the moment. A lot of slow, a lot of mines that you can place everywhere and just randomly kill people. But I think the ultimate to me is just annoying. It doesn't really clinch a game a lot. You just run around and it's like you're invincible for that moment, but I don't think it warrants having the S tier or the S plus tier. I thought it was safe to have Penny Parker's ultimate in the A tier, so that's where we will have it. Punisher I had in the S tier, but I think he goes down to the A tier because it's very easy to dodge this ultimate. If it's not cast in the right scenario, it can be wasted. So I am going to have Punisher in the A tier. So apologies for that, but let's put him where I think he should be. All right, S tier, S tier. So this is essentially characters that I think have really good ultimates. It can change the outcome of the match for sure. And I'm going to start with Doctor Strange. Now, the ultimate itself of Doctor Strange isn't broken, but a lot of the times in the scenario, especially when I myself have been playing a lot of ranked, when I communicate that I'm going to be Doctor Strange ulting and people follow up, absolutely obliterates the enemy team. His ultimate is so good. It stuns, which is absolutely amazing. It's really scary. It's got a massive AoE, and I think because Doctor Strange has the ability to fly, get a better angle to drop in and do the ultimate, it warrants being in the S tier. I think it could possibly, if someone said to me, I think it should just be in the A tier, I understand that. But I think as we get more competitive with the game in terms of you seeing more ranked, it's going to be very obvious that Doctor Strange's ultimate can really start off and engage a fight really, really well. Next, I'm going to go into Spider-Man. Spider-Man, played with the right person, it can be absolutely obliterating. His ultimate, you can't even see it coming sometimes. It's literally him flinging in the air, dropping down and just pressing Q. And by the time that happens, you're dead and you're just like, okay, can't do much about that. So Spider-Man, I think warrants having an S tier ultimate. I don't think he belongs in the A tier, and I definitely don't think it's a broken ultimate because it can be stopped and it can be harnessed. Next is a very weird one because the character of Storm is really, really underpowered. Most probably one of the worst, if not the worst character in the game at the moment with Black Widow, I'd say, in my opinion. It's really interesting because Storm's ultimate is absolutely insane. You literally press Q. It's kind of like going into a Jeff animation then where you get to click where you want the Storm to start and it just tears through. You are getting at least 2 to 3 kills with it. But besides that, she's really, really weak. I'm going to have to start off with this next one, sort of combining it with these two strategists, which is Luna and Mantis. I really couldn't split Luna and Mantis at all. They virtually are very similar heals with different kits. Obviously they have different kits, but you know what I mean? Like different styles. I think Mantis slightly edges Luna. Very similar. I like Luna's a bit more, but I think both of them warrant to have the same tier because I don't think one is stronger than the other, to be honest. And I don't think either of them are super super broken. They're really, really good. If you have a Luna and a Mantis on your team, you're laughing because you've got two of the best, if not the best, strategists in the game at the moment. Last but not least, S tier for the ultimates, I've got Iron Fist. I think Iron Fist is one of the craziest heroes at the moment. The more I play with him, and I'm just waiting to see a Jeff in the back line or a Moon Knight, and I just dive in and I literally press right click, hold left click, and they're dead within 2 seconds. It's just absurd. It gives him so much value. He's literally like an unstoppable Rocky in the boxing ring, going up against whoever he wants and just annihilating. All right, this is it. This is what you've been waiting for. This is the S+ tier for ultimates. This is the heroes that just will absolutely dominate you with these ultimates. And I'm going to start with someone who in the right hands will dominate. I think you're going to see a lot of these players, and that's Winter Soldier, also known as Bucky. And the ultimate, especially against Loki players, because on the illusion it resets, is just super powerful. It does so much work and very, very scary. So we're going to start with Winter Soldier there. And I'm going to have to say Loki. Now, the fact that Loki has the ability to turn into any hero, use any ability besides team ups, is absurd. So if you thought that one Jeff ultimate was annoying, imagine two. It is very, very strong. There's a lot of ultimates you can grab that just change the outcome of the game. So 2 more to go. I'm going to go and start with Psylocke here. Just think of it as a Spider-Man ultimate with 4 times the range, if not 6 times the range, and untargetable. And that's why I can't have Spider-Man in the S+ tier, and that's why I've had to have Spider-Man under Psylocke. Not only can you dash twice to get into a better position than to do the ultimate is just absurd. Literally the back line is dead. For me, that's an easy one. S+ tier, Psylocke. We all know who is left. Most probably S++ tier, to be honest with you. The most broken ultimate in the game at the moment is Jeff, without a doubt, because this is a point-orientated game where the payload matters, where there's overtime, when there's capture a point, when there's so many things happening in a small area and everyone is around. Jeff's ultimate is just absolutely broken. I don't think that Jeff's ultimate, one, should be able to spit out your allies and then keep the enemies in. I think if he spits out, everything has to go with it. So you can grab as many players as you want in an AoE, just dive off the map and they all die with you. You can take them into your spawn, they die immediately, or you can just literally take every person off the payload, run off, and then let the overtime bar go out and you win the game. The ultimate is absurd. I think we all know it. There will be some tuning coming to it. I assume some nerfs will be on the way. That is it. That is the ultimate tier list for every single hero in Marvel Rivals. Once again, if you do like the content, if you do like what you're hearing, please like, subscribe, comment. The comments always help with the algorithm, so I appreciate that. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Did I get everything right? What do you think is wrong? Where do you think some things should be? It'd be really interesting. And yeah, thanks for all the support. I love it. Catch you on the next one, and good luck in your games.